From hearing about Runescape from my friend in 6th grade, to eventually sneaking play sessions during computer class in school, I've been playing this game since the very beginning. What once was RuneScape Classic, to eventually becoming RuneScape 2 and 3, I was there for a large part of this game's evolution, even if those evolutions weren't always well received. Come 2013, old school RuneScape servers went live with the initial purpose of bringing back one of the most popular eras of the game's history, the one most players held dear to their heart. This is it. You're looking at it. It's not the most beautiful game. In fact, you could argue it's pretty ugly, but it does have a lot of identity and charm. Since old school RuneScape's release, I've made a few accounts. A normal main account, a solo Iron Man account, and more recently in 2021, I've made a group Iron Man with my close friends. Old school RuneScape has been standing on its own 2 feet for over 12 years now, reaching regular peak player counts despite the foundation of the game being nearly 3 decades old. Safe to say, for somebody like me, I've experienced most of what RuneScape has to offer. But I want a fresh start. I've experienced having no restrictions playing the game normally. I've experienced the earn-it-yourself, solo self-sufficient Iron Man game mode. And I've also experienced the fun, standalone but together group Iron Man mode as a nice in-between. It's actually the game mode I play the most. But today, I'm doing something different. The idea isn't novel, but I'm here to have fun, and hopefully you are too. I love the concept of earning your own big item drops through Iron Man mode. It's rewarding, it feels truly earned after such a big grind and a big time investment. But the downside to Iron Man, regularly upkeeping your own supplies just to do the content. Granted, it has become a lot easier nowadays than it used to be, but it can still really slow down the pace of the game. When playing a normal account, you just buy things when you need them. Quest items? No problem. Food and potions? Got it. Want new gear without grinding hundreds of hours for it? Boom! So what's the problem? Well, you consciously or subconsciously start to put a value on everything you own and everything you do. I want to fight this boss, but there are so many other bosses that are better GP an hour. I should just do the one that makes me the most money. Efficiency can start to creep in and taint your enjoyment if you're not careful. So why not play a game mode that offers the best of both experiences? Well, it exists, and it's called Bronzeman Mode. You have the ability to use the Grand Exchange, and you can buy all the items you would like. But you have to earn them yourself first. Whether it's dropped from a monster, created through skilling, looted from a chest, or bought in an NPC shop, you have to get your hands on it first. No longer a servant to endless chores while still earning all your progression. I want to see how far we can go with everything I've learned over the years playing RuneScape in a game mode that I think is going to give me the most enjoyment that I could have playing this game. And I want you to be a part of this journey too. So let's start from the very beginning. Wait. You're telling me Jagex surveyed Bronzeman Mode not even a week after I made this account in series? So everybody, we just got to the mainland, and immediately already we've unlocked water, earth, and body runes. Makes sense, you get a couple extra things when you show up on the mainland. Huge news for the unemployed, everybody. Thieving is going to be the first level up on this account. I'm actually going to run over to Trainer right now and train my agility for a little bit. This is pretty cool that I can do this because in the past, you had to go all the way over to the Tree Gnome Stronghold, this little agility course right here, to start training your agility, which is quite literally across the majority of the world. And thankfully, just maybe a year ago, maybe a little longer than that, they've updated it so Draenor Village is a level 1 agility course as well. For those unfamiliar, agility is one of the more important skills to level up, at least up to maybe level 40 or 50 or so. The reason why is because run energy is the main way you get around in this game, especially early on when you have a lack of teleports and other ways of getting around the world. When your agility levels are very low, your run regen is pretty bad. The sooner we can get some agility levels early, the more it can really benefit us in the long run. It's kind of true for any account type. That's what I'll be doing for a little while. While training agility, I realized what I wanted to accomplish for this very first episode, and that's to defeat Brutus, a cow boss released earlier this year targeted towards beginners looking to sink their teeth into their very first big battle. He can drop a pretty amazing upgrade for our account, and we'll talk about it later. Before we can even fight Brutus, we need to do the Ides of Milk, which is a quest that came out, like I said, early in 2026, and the recommendation is combat level 15 with no other requirements, so that's something we can kind of delve into a little later. There we go, guys. Agility level 20, just like that. We got 8 marks of grace from doing all that agility, which will add up in the future. One of the very first quests we're actually going to do on this account, the Restless Ghost. Even though the recommended level is 10 for combat, you actually don't need to fight in this quest. So all we have to do is search the altar, a skeleton's gonna spawn, and you just pretend he doesn't exist, and then just walk away. And that's how you handle that if you are not high enough level. Make sure your character doesn't path that way. You don't want to go back into the skelly and have your ass beat. Put the ghost skull back in there. And there we go, guys. Our very first quest completed. Combat level 4 and 9 prayer, guys. I guess that is technically our second quest we've completed, since learning the ropes apparently exists. Already going to be doing our third quest. We're going to talk to Veos here. What is this quest called? X marks the spot? Yes, X marks the spot. I think this unlocks, I think you get 500 coins and your very first beginner clue for free and a little bit of XP. We will be doing this. It does not take very long at all. I have some bad news, everybody. I need a spade. Guys, I've resorted to very unfortunate tactics. I'm too lazy to go up into the Lumbridge Castle to grab some money. So I'm just going to steal it from this guy. And I'm going to be honest, that was a crazy amount of steals in a row for level 2 thieving. Oh, well, God knows how much it costs because buy was the first option. Thank you, main account, for that. But on the bright side, check it out, guys. We have bought a spade, which means we've unlocked it. While I'm here, I'm going to buy a chisel. This is huge for the account, might I say. A hammer. Uh-oh, we already own a hammer. Minus 1 GP. I might as well restart the account now that I think about it. I'll see you guys. Which one do I dig, guys? Which one do I dig? Oh, God, quest helper, help me. It probably doesn't matter. Something else I just thought of now that we're here in Draenor, it's a good opportunity to go ahead and pick up our forgery backpack from the friendly forester here. And it looks like he hates us, so I guess... Oh, we have to trade him and just buy it for free. Okay, I thought we had to talk to him. Another digging spot, and we finally got the ancient casket, which we turn in right over here. Hello, Veos. I would like my free experience and money, please. A little lamp that gives us XP and anything we want. I have a mindset of a normal Iron Man where you almost always want to dump all your XP into Herblore. That might not necessarily be the case anymore as a Bronzeman because I can just buy the majority of my herbs. Well, I'll hold it for now. I mean, since we have it, we might as well open our clue scroll for beginners. And of course, it's a Charlie the Tramp step. If we're ever in Varrock, maybe we'll see him and see what that's all about. You know, guys, another thing we're going to do while we're here, we're going to talk to this guy, Fortunato, and buy a couple wines from the fella. These are some of the best healing we really have access to at the moment. Quite a nice unlock right there for us, to be quite honest. I'm gonna go ahead and get 5 thieving. That way when we make our way to Varrock, we'll have the opportunity to steal from tea stalls. There's one more quest we can kind of take care of in this area. Anyone who's played Runescape is quite familiar with this quest. Cook's Assistant. All we have to do is make him a little cake and get the ingredients to do so. There's another quest called Sheep Shear that's just around the river bend. This works out really nicely because we need to come over here anyway to pick up this chicken egg, and we're also going to go ahead and pick this wheat field over here. Fill the hopper with the grain, pull the little hopper control lever, and there's your flour. And what an unlock. Everything we do on this account is going to be look at me. Everything we do on this account is going to be massive. Just milk the cow, and that is the final thing we need to do for the Cook's Assistant quest. Hey, we're already here for the other quest. Talk to Mr. Fred the farmer here. 20 balls of wool ain't no thing for me, buddy. And he doesn't even know this, but I've trained my agility so high at this point, I can climb over this thing to get a nice quick head start on this quest. Literally saves like 10 seconds, guys. And by 10, I mean maybe like 4 or 5. Oh my God, guys, I just came to a revelation. I don't have to make all of my jewelry. Ring of recoils, rings of dueling. I'm getting a little excited. I have to turn off the camera. You know, this is kind of the beauty when it comes to RuneScape, guys, is like, you don't always necessarily know what you want to be doing, but once you start on a small goal and you start actively doing something, it'll turn into something else. It'll turn into something greater, and it'll lead you to a new goal. And then it literally just keeps going for hundreds and hundreds, thousands sometimes, hours. Also, if I had a brain, I wouldn't have brought all these jugs of wine with me, and then I actually would have had enough inventory space to grab all the wool I needed in a single scoop. Thankfully, you guys don't have to worry about that, but I do. We have all the ingredients for you. 1 quest point and 300 cooking experience, which probably gets us to what, level 6 or 7? What? It was just a joke, guys. Please don't. Here you go, Fred. Got all your wool so you didn't have to, buddy. You're welcome. With that, guys, that's the majority of the quests you can start here in Lumbridge. I think we're gonna finally make our way over towards Varrock, right up here to the north. But before we do, I feel like we have to kill at least 1 goblin. Like, if you don't fight a goblin, what are you doing? This is like one of the first things you probably should do as a noob, like, to get a feel for this insane combat. You know what I mean? This is insane, dude. Okay, actually it is kind of insane, though, because... Did you see how I hit literally every single time right there? That is not something that would have happened in the past, guys. Oh, wow, we actually got an air talisman as our first drop. That's actually pretty useful. Okay, I lied to you guys. It only took me 2 minutes to do it, but we're gonna actually go to Alcared first, because I'm actually 20 agility. The next course you can go to at level 20 happens to be right here. Grip my teeth a little bit, do at least 10 levels here so we hit the next milestone, and our agility is going to be feeling real good after that. Some exciting news, everybody. We have finally just hit level 30 agility. For you guys, probably a few seconds. For me, it was probably close to about 40-50 minutes. Let's finally make our way to Varrock. For our account only being a couple hours old, I'm pretty happy with 30 agility right off the bat. It's gonna go a long way for us. What the heck? That kid has a really big forehead. Something that's been a little crazy to me is I haven't run into a single other player in my couple hours I've played, which is a little uncharacteristic. I feel like you are almost always running into other people while you're playing. Oh, geez. The absolute classic Dark Wizards. As long as you don't get tagged by a level 21, you'll be alright. So what do I want to do in Varrock? Well, what I should have done is grab the quest for Rune Mysteries, because there's a guy right here in this shop, Aubrey, who would have helped us with that. But something we can do right now is go to the Varrock Museum. It takes like 5 minutes. You just do a couple little quizzes downstairs and that's it. So here we are. We talk to Orlando Smith and then we go ahead and go to these displays. Most of you RuneScapers will probably be very familiar with doing this. It's a classic that you do on the start of an account. And there we go. You talk to Orlando when you're done, get a free XP lamp here, and it... Oh, I don't even think you get a lamp, actually. It just gives you XP. There we go, Slayer and Hunter, just like that. So if you look at my chat box here, it's actually kind of nice. It tells you what level you unlock things, and that's a newer feature that's been added, so pretty cool from Jagex. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this brown apron and this normal apron for later. We'll need them. Buy a pair of leather boots and gloves too, just in case. There are a couple quests you do need leather gloves, or at least a pair of gloves. So can't hurt to have. And honestly, we're already starting to look kind of beastly, I'm not gonna lie. For 2 hours of gameplay, I've seen worse. Another thing we can do now that we're in Varrock is come to this tea stall and start stealing for a little bit. We've got a cool little milestone here, guys. Not only do we hit level 10 thieving, but boom. Total level 100. Cups of tea actually sell for a good bit of money. It's not a bad idea to stock up on a couple of them because we can use the Grand Exchange. Hey, another person. I finally see someone. Hey, another one. People do exist. That guy's name is Purely Tistic. I feel that, man. Look at my account. Probably a little bit on the scale myself, if I had to guess. So I see some stuff on the Grand Exchange here. Technically can pick this up, and I shouldn't be able to. I'm going to pick up those yellow boots. I can't. You cannot take this item due to Bronzeman ground item restrictions. That's really awesome, actually. I literally cannot click. That's awesome. Check this out, guys. When we go to the Grand Exchange and I type, you know, any item, the ones that I don't have aren't highlighted. It's pretty simple. I can actually, and look, I can't click it either. I don't know if you can hear me clicking, but it doesn't work. I have to actually choose something that I've owned myself. Since we're here, there's a pretty productive thing we can do, which is head to the Barbarian Security Stronghold and go earn some money. I guess this is also a pretty good time to talk about some of the plans. Might be obvious for some of you, but I would like to get my HP up just a little bit so we can really safely go ahead and start doing the waterfall quest. The reason I would like to do that quest is because it gives you a really huge head start for your early game, 30 attack and 30 strength right away. Another popular quest that we're going to do pretty early is the Witch's House. Just like the waterfall quest, it's a quest you can do really quickly and really early, and it'll give us a ton of hit point levels. Once we do those two quests, it'll give us the opportunity to probably do the quest for Brutus and maybe even challenge him just like that. It's a little bit of a maze, but once you make your way down, you can open up this chest to get some money, and there's a couple floors to this place, so we can do this until we earn about 10,000 gold. But it's kind of filled with a lot of dangerous monsters, and the further you go, the more dangerous it gets, so we have to definitely be very careful, especially as a level 3 character. You got your fancy boots, your fighting boots, and the fancier boots. I think we just have to go with the absolute classic, the OG fancy boots. So we have a nice chunk of money now. Normally you buy a staff of fire, but I think we actually are going to just stick with a staff of air. About 2 years ago, magic has been changed, so it scales despite what element you're using. Therefore, fire is not technically stronger than air. It's situationally better dependent on the enemy's defenses. Some enemies are weak to certain elements. Here's the rune shop. It would have been nice if we did rune mysteries before we had come here, but that's okay. I'll actually buy just a couple more mind runes because odds are we'll be using quite a lot of spells. Magic is pretty valuable to level up pretty early because it gives you access to a lot of teleports, gives you access to really high damage pretty early in the game, and eventually your alchemy spells to actually liquidate a lot of your items. Hopefully you guys didn't forget one thing we still have left to do in Varrock. We got that beginner clue scroll earlier. Talk to Charlie and see what we need. He just needs an iron dagger. That ain't no thing. We can actually just come into this shop right here and maybe buy it for him. Is that something that's reasonable to do at this stage in the game? Let's see how much one of these costs. 35 coins, we can afford that. That's no problem. Let's do that for Charlie. Hey, we actually got really lucky, guys, and only had one step for our clue scroll there. So let's see if we get lucky. You know, that's not bad. It would have been awesome if it was a fire staff instead, but we're not going to be too upset about that. I walked on over back to Lumbridge. We're going to kill a couple cows, train our magic level a bit, and we're going to go ahead and pick up the quest to do rune mysteries while we're here as well. Something we can do for a bit of money as well is go ahead and pick up some of these cow hides. Whether we use it for our own crafting or sell it to the Grand Exchange, it's going to be pretty useful for us either way. If you talk to Duke here, he will give you the quest for rune mysteries. It would have been pretty perfect to grab that quest earlier because we are already here for another quest too. You don't have to play Runescape like that, but it can save you a lot of time if you think ahead and plan your routes a little bit. I'm actually going to pick up a blue wizard hat here at this store in Port Sarim as well. Trying to do a couple quests at the same time-ish, and I kind of forgot to get a beef earlier, so I'm going to just pick one up at the store here. Another thing I think that is worth our time is probably to grab some fishing bait while we're here. I think we'll thank ourselves for that later once we start fishing. If we could safe spot this guy, that'd be awesome. I don't really know. Okay, that works. We have access to all 4 meats, which we need for the Druidic Ritual quest. And that's a pretty important quest to get done because it unlocks Herblore for us. And it just so happens to be in the same exact location that the Witch's House quest is that we were talking about earlier. So here we go. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Recommended level 35. We're going to do that a little earlier. So this boy wants us to get this ball hiding inside the Witch's House. We'll do that in just a moment, buddy. We have another quest just right over here on the other side of the Witch's House. And this guy will teach us Herblore as long as we just give him 4 pieces of meat if it's cooked really weirdly. So we're gonna go do that. Get it through here real quick, and then you just go ahead and use all of the meats on this thing, and that's pretty much the end of the quest. Bada bang, 4 quest points for that. That's pretty crazy. We're not gonna do Witch's House quite yet, for a couple reasons. First thing, I forgot a piece of cheese, which I should have probably picked up in Draenor Village. Something else I should have picked up in Draenor Village is the Chronicle book that lets you teleport quite easily to Varrock without any requirements. So we made a couple mistakes, but overall it's not the worst thing in the world. We're back in Draenor. I'm gonna pick up this piece of cheese. It's not a bad idea to go ahead and grab more than one, just in case something bad happens, because it's not uncommon to accidentally left-click eat this cheese. I'm actually going to stop myself from being able to do that after I stop closing the door on myself. So what I should have done last time I was here in Draenor is talk to Diango, wherever the heck he is. There he is. And you can buy this Chronicle book. 300 coins, so it's not the cheapest. You got to be a little careful. And then you need these cards to actually teleport as well. And even though it's quite a bit of a walk back to Taverley, where the Witch's Quest was from where we're at, we're going to go ahead and go back here anyway because it's a pretty important quest for us to get done for our HP. Now that we're actually back here with the cheese, let's go ahead and try this again. Funnily enough, this is actually one of the times you do need a pair of leather gloves. Otherwise, you cannot look under that potted plant for whatever reason. Just be careful with this witch. Make sure she does not get line of sight on you. Check this fountain for a key. Wait one last time for her to pass us. We're okay to move. As we open this up, and then we have to fight a couple witch experiments. Should have maybe considered checking these guys' max hits before doing this. Spider probably hits 4s if I had to guess. Okay, I think we're good at this point, guys. Once you hit the 3rd form, you can safe spot the rest of them. Once all those guys are dead, you can actually take the ball, which is all we need for the kid. Make sure you do not get caught by this witch, because not only does she teleport you out of here, but she also takes the ball away, which is pretty cringe. Quite an easy little quest as long as you're careful. Boom, that is huge for the account, unironically, because now we have 25 hit points, which makes any future questing a whole lot safer for us. And that includes the waterfall quest, which we're gonna do very shortly. But first, let's go ahead and teleport to Varrock. That's the power of the Chronicle right there. Puts you right outside of Varrock with basically no magic levels necessary. And this works out quite beautifully because this is where we needed to go anyway to finish our Rune Mysteries quest. And all we have to do is go back to the Wizard's Tower, and that's the end of the quest. Oh, I forgot to mention, we can actually use this antique lamp now that we got from X Marks the Spot. Use it on Herblore like we probably should. I'm sure that's debatable, but I don't feel too bad putting it in that skill. And since we're at the exchange anyway, I'm gonna do my very first sell. This is a decent chunk of money. And boom. That feels so nice to be able to use the Grand Exchange, man. I totally forgot about this, guys. There are canoe stations along the river, and they're quite useful for getting around the early game. Even in Kandarin, they recently added some nice canoe spots to use on that river as well. So that's something we're going to have to make sure we utilize. Took a little bit of walking, but we're back here in the Wizard's Tower, and this should wrap up the Rune Mysteries quest for us. With that, I already have a couple plans in mind. I'm going to go ahead and get 10 fishing here with all the things we bought earlier, so we can start the quest fishing contest, and that will let us teleport to the fishing trawler minigame, which requires level 15 fishing, and that can be useful because we need to go over to Kandarin pretty soon here. Unfortunately, this is a pretty slow way to train your fishing. There are better ways to do your early levels. For example, you could do the Sea Slug quest if you just get 30 fire making, and that gives you like 20 fishing levels right off the bat. This is kind of cool. We have a dude just rolling up on his sailing boat while I'm fishing. It's kind of cool that this can become a reality now. Dude, this guy looks like a Giga Chad too. He is looking to chill. He just dropped his anchor, man. I don't think he meant to do that. He dropped his anchor and then he's trying to get out. Okay, there he goes. He fixed it. Oh, that was some fun 2 minutes of entertainment while I'm... Oh, jeez. We did hit level 10 fishing. We're making our way to the fishing contest quest right now, and I have all the items necessary that we need to do it. This area can be a bit of a noob killer going through White Wolf Mountain. If you don't have enough HP or food, you might be in trouble, so make sure you're a little careful here. And there we go. It's our first time stepping into Kandarin. All we got to do to start the quest is talk to this dwarf here, tell him that we are amazing at fishing, and then we're going to just go to the fishing contest. Going to pick up a couple dwellberries while we're here. We're actually here for some red vine worms, but can't hurt to grab some extra things. Here we are, man. All we have to do is pay like $5 to get this fishing pass, enter the competition, and a really easy way to beat this guy is to hijack the best fishing spot, put garlic in this thing, and it's too smelly for this guy. Vampires don't like garlic, man. Bada bing, bada boom. We just catch the best fish on the planet. We move on with our life. Truly one of the most amazing quests of all time. There we go, guys. How many levels does that get us? Once this guy stops talking, well, 18. Hey, that's pretty good. Funnily enough, the reason I did that was to unlock the minigame teleport to fishing trawler. You know, we're actually already kind of in Kandarin, so we might as well just kind of walk over to the waterfall quest at this point. Regardless, this should be a really nice teleport to have unlocked. Also, can you believe this man Mad Season cannot figure out how to get a tomato when there's literally one just sitting right? Has this always been here? I feel like this hasn't always been here. Well, hopefully he stumbles upon it. So I made my way down to Ardoin, and we're gonna buy some water-filled vial packs and a couple rope. We actually need one for the quest we're about to do anyway. I'm also gonna do a little bit of thieving to get up to level 15 or 20 or so. Stock up on a couple cakes, which can be a nice little food source for us for a little while. Guys, I have something tragic to report. I have 4 earth runes. I need 6 of them, and the only spawns in the game for earth runes are nowhere near me, and there are also no magic shops near me, so we're kind of just cooked. Basically, I really blew it. I'm going to teleport to Varrock, and then I'm going to use my minigame's teleport to get back rather quickly. Here's the power of minigame teleports, guys. Boom. So useful early game, because check it out. We're now in Port Khazard, which is just south of Ardi, and we were all the way over in Varrock. It would have been a nightmare to come back otherwise. Gonna pick up one of these candles for later, and we can actually make use of it right now while we're at it. One good use of this candle early, you actually need a light source to go down in this little basement here, and this basement has an item called Boots of Lightness, which reduces how much you weigh just by wearing them. So it's a pretty nice little early game pickup. Yeah, you need a light source to get down here 100%. Then you need a knife to slash this web, or any weapon works really, as long as it can slash. Boots of Lightness, kind of a cool little unlock. As you can see, if I hover over my weight, 0 kg. If I take them back off, boom, 4 kg. It makes a pretty significant difference, honestly. Well, guys, we had a lot of detours getting here, but we're finally doing the waterfall quest, an absolute classic. You'll see most people do this early game. It's not uncommon. It's just such a big boost to your start. There's not really any reason not to do it. Could be crazy, but I'm pretty sure this water is supposed to be animated. Yeah, that's definitely supposed to be animated. Ever since Sailing released, things have gotten pretty wonky. Wow. That is the very first time I've ever come through these doors without helping that woman. I did not know you could do that, to be honest. The only reason we're in Gnome's Stronghold is to drop off a couple items in the bank, and we're going to go ahead and get the agility pet from doing a single lap of this agility course. We did not get the pet, but at least we did 1 lap for good faith, just like the old days when you had to come here to level your agility at level 1. While we're down south here for the waterfall quest, I'm going to go ahead and start the Tree Gnome Village quest over here so we can complete it later, and it'll also save us some time. The only dangerous part of this quest is in here. You gotta watch out for these moss giants hitting you for big damage. Kind of like that. Just eat up, loot the chests, no problem, and we'll head to the last area of the quest. Hey, this water's animated now, even though I didn't do anything. Nice. We have the key, and the final step for the quest, we add a single rune to each one of these pedestals. Once you put all the runes in their place, you can use this amulet on the statue of Glariel. Click to take the treasure, use the urn on the chalice, otherwise you have to basically do all of this again. The waterfall quest is finally complete. We took a lot of detours getting there, but as you can see, boom, 30 attack, 30 strength. Not only are we going to fight Brutus, but we're going to try and go for the Muleta drop. The Muleta is equivalent to a Steel Defender, which is another offhand weapon you can't even get a hold of until you go into the Warriors Guild that requires your attack and strength to be a combined total of at least 130. So being able to get something just as strong as a Steel Defender this early in the game is pretty awesome. With that said, I'm going to sell some of the things that we've done this episode. We're actually going to make a ton of money here from the Mithril Seeds we just got from the quest we did. Huge money. This is what is so awesome about Bronzeman Mode. Like, being able to liquidate all of this and have this much money so early is huge. If we can get our hands on a decent weapon, we can actually maybe go fight Brutus. What I'm actually going to do is buy an adamant sword here from the Varrock sword shop. Costs about 2,000 coins. We could do the Tree Gnome Village quest to boost our attack to over 40 and then go and try and farm a rune weapon. But I think an adamant sword is probably going to be adequate for trying to kill Brutus for now. And it's not much, but we're going to go around and gather a full set of bronze. We could definitely afford better armor than this, but I'm just doing it for the vibes, guys. Did a quick little swing by the crafting shop here in Alcarid before I picked up my plate legs. And voila, the most important part because it finishes the set. Look at this, everybody. I could get a shield, but I mean, we're already here next to Lumbridge. Let's get some things rolling. Well, we've been working towards this entire episode, the Ides of Milk quest. And compared to the goblin fighting we were doing earlier, where you just sit there and click and attack, some bosses in this game, including Brutus, actually have a couple mechanics going on that you have to be mindful of. It is finally time to fight Brutus for the very first time on a pretty weak account, all things considered. I think we'll just, our defense is already so bad, we'll just keep it that way for now. Dude, now that I think about it, I actually don't know how to fight this thing. This actually might be hard. He has like 58 health, bro. I should have maybe got real armor. Get out of the way, get out of the way. This is intense. This is high octane gameplay here. I'm actually taking damage. He's got some moves. So if he starts charging a rush, obviously get out of the way there. It's okay, we got some cakes, everybody. Snorts, what's that mean? It means get the hell away. Okay, it looks like it just hits in front of him. Ooh, a little bit of a cone radius. And he has angles on it, see that? We're hitting pretty well, like, for an natty weapon, and, like, our gear is pretty dookie, but it is holding up. We tanked like a beast, man. Should we just come back to this guy here? Tell him what happened? Brutus is dead. It should make the milk a lot better. I think to get our XP lamp, we have to go talk to Gilius over here. Or whatever her name was. Gilly. Just Gilly Groats. So make sure you do that after you complete the quest. You can charge this thing with buckets of milk, and that will teleport you straight to this Lumbridge pin. So a pretty nice way to get to Lumbridge rather quickly without using your home teleport. And you actually can put your XP into prayer here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom, that is a nice jump there for us. Prayer's a little harder to train than the other skills, so I think it makes the most sense to me. It's time to do a little Brutus farming and see if we get lucky. I've decided we're going to start training our defense, guys, because we are taking it. Oh my gosh, look at the XP drops here. Oh, I got hit. Dude, Brutus kind of slapped your cheeks. Dude, he's giving some really good XP. This is the first kill that's actually going to give us a drop. Let's see what we get. Oh, man. Wait, this is kind of sick. You know, for a low-level character, it's actually pretty exciting the kind of things that Brutus can drop. It's such a different experience when you're playing a nice new character that's lower level compared to a main that just kind of has it all, right? Dude, this XP's crazy. I'm getting like a third of a bar. Look at that. What the hell? Acorn. Hey, nice. We unlocked our very first tree. So the Muleta is a 1 in 30 drop, so we could get a little unlucky here. And these aren't the fastest kills, so we'll see how it goes. Ooh, an iron full helm. A little bit of an upgrade, I dare say. I honestly do not mind that we might be here for a little while, assuming we are not super unlucky at least, because we're getting really good training out of this, and our defense is high enough now that we're not taking a ton of damage. It's pretty chill. I'm having a fun time. Ooh, iron plate legs, guys. What do we have for kill 30, guys? Nothing. Wait, Why is it shiny? Oh, I got baited. I accidentally reset my settings. Why is the cowhide sparkly? Guys, we actually got this bad boy. Let's go. Dude, this is a nice little upgrade. We gotta test it out on the man himself. We're not even at the end of episode 1 and we look like a complete freaking badass. Boom, an 18 prayer as well, 36 combat. Guys, that is going to wrap up episode 1. Genuinely an awesome experience. Sorry it was a bit long, but I just felt like this was the moment that made sense to end it off on. All things considered, 11 quests complete in a single episode, getting the Muleta. Look at our gear. We are look at look at Brutus. He's coming for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did watch this, I hope it was a good combination of like experiencing the game again with me, a little bit of fun veteran knowledge, and a little bit of stupidity. Also, shout outs to anyone that engaged with my Reddit thread the other day. I thought it was a pretty cool suggestion, and I thought it would help a lot of newbies. And I think it'd be really cool to see that for like DMM and live PvP events. This video was quite a bit of work, and despite how it looks, I am employed, so I will do my best to get the next episode up when I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. It was just a bunch of garbage.